Hey, welcome to our episode of Chad's Beer Reviews, number 800. We got a bunch of special guests today. The two Alexes, both have been on individually, but never together, so, you know, maybe the universe will implode, I don't know. So we got really special beers today. We bought the 2014 and 2013 editions of the Cigar City Hunapu's Imperial Stout. The 2014 edition was sent to me by my friend Matt Stewart, and the 2013 was sent to me by my friend Christopher Garland. So thanks, guys, for those beers. Just real quick breakdown. I mean, it's an Imperial Stout, 11%, aged on cocoa nibs, ancho and pasilla chilies, cinnamon, and Madagascar vanilla beans. And I mean, there's a whole story about the Hunapu was the father of the Mayan hero twins. Blah blah blah. I don't want to read it all. So it's an Imperial Stout with a bunch of spices and also kind of chocolatey. Remind you of anybody's homebrew? So let's get into this. When I poured it, you know, I just had like a big like forefinger, like, you know, huge dark brown head. I mean, it's just completely opaque. I don't see any light through it. What are you guys getting on aroma?
Big chocolate. I can smell like a peppery kind of, but I'm getting ancho, I guess.
Cinnamon jumps out at me.
Yeah, that's me too. It smells licorice too.
Yeah, it smells like a cinnamon bun or like hot cross buns or something.
What do y'all think?
I get the cinnamon bun, but like a dry cinnamon. Just, you know, like the inside of the cinnamon bun.
Yeah.
Like it's really, really cinnamony.
I get a little
But
bit
there's
like,
no sweetness.
I get like cherry or something.
Yeah. I think you might have just had too much of your own homebrew.
I know. Are you guys ready to dive in here?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Chris.
800. That is sweet. Like kind of like what I said on the aroma. I actually do get kind of like a cherry.
Yeah, like cherry, chocolate.
Yeah.
Bitter chocolate.
It's like almost like chocolate covered cherry.
I was going to say that. But definitely really bitter dark chocolate.
Mm, yeah. I get like black licorice. The cinnamon lingers. It's very kind of Christmas cookie-ish.
Yeah, or like you know, you get like the spicy chocolate bars. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
That's what like the dark chocolate
Like,
ones.
yeah, like a 70% dark chocolate with a bunch of peppers and stuff in it.
Yep. Sort of like that, or you know, like you were saying, Christmas cookie, but the ones that are rolled in that bitter chocolate powder. Yeah, it's funny. I don't get the toasted malt flavor. Like you would expect in in a really big stout.
Yeah, I mean, it might be
definitely
there for like a moment.
Just buried, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like it's a bitter chocolate with a little spicy pepper kind of thing coming in right afterwards.
Does anyone have residual warmth in the throat?
Mm-hmm.
Very much so. Based on the texture of this beer, I would have thought that it'd be, you know, very sweet. I was expecting a sweet, maybe cloying, lingering finish, but it finishes really dry. That cinnamon characteristic just dries out your tongue.
Yeah.
I think. Which is very surprising based on the initial sip. I thought it would be a very different finish than it actually is.
Yeah, it's a nice change of pace compared to your usual, just like, you know, like that sticky residual aftertaste.
I was wondering how this would compare to 𝗀𝗂𝗃, and it's very different. I think that's much sweeter, and this is much more bitter and dry.
This beer is actually in the book that I co-authored, the Handbook of Porters and Stouts, which you guys will see a word from our sponsor this right now while we take a break, and we'll come back with the 2013.
Hey craft beer drinkers, have we got a book for you? The Handbook of Porters and Stouts. This book documents the greatest examples of dark beer available on the market today. From old world traditional brews to American craft breweries pushing the boundaries of what dark beer can be. You'll learn about the origins of the styles as well as the brewers behind the beer. Available in bookstores November 11th or pre-order from Amazon at a discounted rate today. Come to the dark side with the Handbook of Porters and Stouts by Josh Christie and Chad Polenz.
Alright, we are back. So we got the 2013 edition here. Pretty much same as appearance, although the head was a little bit smaller on this one and a tiny bit lighter. This smells
More alcoholic.
Yeah, boozier.
More boozy.
Yeah.
It almost smells like musty. And also got barley one, I kind of smelled it.
I get
Yeah,
that.
there's like almost a peatiness to it, I guess.
I still smell, like, I think cinnamon's probably the most dominant.
Still getting cinnamon, definitely.
I know it sounds weird, but I almost get like a pickled characteristic out of this.
Yeah.
It's like a spicy pickle. Like, it's very strange.
If you compare it against the other one, I get a lot less cinnamon out of the 2013.
Wow, what a difference. You can really pick up on the
Yeah.
cinnamon going back. That's amazing.
Yeah, this is like more milk chocolatey, but I definitely get as much, maybe a little bit more cinnamon on the finish. And this does have lingering kind of chocolate aftertaste. Is it just me?
I think there's a lot less depth to this. It is more chocolate and less everything else.
It's less. Yeah, there's quite a bit. There was no pepper finish.
No.
The way that the fresh one had that.
Where I get the difference is the first one that we had tasted more like fresh chilies. This one tastes more like you brewed it with powdered, like something that you've had sitting in your kitchen. You know, there's a difference in freshness and dryness and
Like a spice rack
yeah, like
spice or something.
exactly.
I still do get kind of a fruity character on it though. I'd
There's
imagine
a little
that's
bit, like a
probably from
maybe
the
a little
malt.
plummy in the background.
Plummy. Let's see, do you guys get like the boozy character on this one? Because I don't.
Not as much.
This one-
I could drink this much faster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not nearly as much as it smelled.
This has actually a nicer, more comfortable mouthfeel. Although it is like I said, slightly kind of sticky, sweet aftertaste.
Well, I would advise people not to age this beer. The
Agreed.
fresh beer
Agreed.
is infinitely more complex.
Yep.
I think I'd probably go for 9 on both of them.
They're both excellent, but I think if you know, in the aged beer, you're losing that wonderful chili
Yeah.
element.
I don't think there's much to be gained by aging it. I don't see in any way how this one is better than the 2014.
Well, what do you think as far as grade?
I would give the fresher one probably a 9, 9.5, and take off maybe a 1.5 for the year aging, because I just don't think it brings anything to the table. It's just not better in any way.
If this is a 9, this is an 8.
I think
Or
there's
7
7
and a
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go 9, 8 too. What do y'all think?
I was gonna go with the 9 on the fresher bottle and then an 8.5 on the other one. I can't even look at them necessarily as the same beers because tasting them side by side, they're just completely different. And going back to the first one, I appreciate it so much more by comparison. It is much more of that Christmas cookie, much more of that almost gingerbread man quality that
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily appreciate the first time through.
What do you think?
Oh, I definitely like the 2014 better for all the reasons that have been said, so I'd be a 9-8.
So everybody's in agreement, 9, 8, more or less.
You get this wonderful, like tingly, spicy.
I would love to try it on the
Chocolate.
day it's released to see just how,
Right.
Yeah. How big was the pepper?
how intense it was.
Yeah, because this is already, it was bottled in January, right? So it's almost a year old already.
Anyways, we're going really long here, so thanks to Alex, and Mrs. X and other Mrs. X for coming over.
Oh.
Thanks to Matt and Chris for sending me the beers, and thanks everybody out there for watching.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.